On today's program, we'll look at new healthcare developments in the South Sound. It's one of the largest employment sectors and it's still growing. Stay tuned. South Sound Business Report is next.
We welcome Dr. Mike Newcombe, Chief Medical Officer for Franciscan Health System, which includes the new Gig Harbor St. Anthony Hospital, and Jacquie Goodwill, a marketing manager for Franciscan. Both of you have told me that you live over on the Gig Harbor Peninsula. Doctor, I would think that this must be really special for you to be involved in this new venture.
Well, I'll tell you, once in a lifetime, if you're really lucky, you get to build a hospital from the ground up. And so, yeah, we're very excited. Me personally, I'm very excited about having an opportunity to participate in this, to design a facility that's going to meet the needs not only of a large number of patients, but my own family and my own neighbors. So this has been a wonderful opportunity, and we can't wait to watch this hospital in operation.
And it really has been a long-term project too.
It goes back many years, from concept to getting to the point where we are today, and actually seeing patients has been 5 to 6 years. It's been a long process, a very expensive process, but one that I think has been just vitally needed out in the Gig Harbor Peninsula area.
Jacquie, tell us more about why the community of Gig Harbor and the neighborhoods have needed a full healthcare facility like this.
Well, first of all, of course, is emergency care. When you look at the number of trips that are made by our emergency services folks from both the Gig Harbor and Key Peninsula areas as well as South Kitsap, it's about 7,000 trips across the bridge every year. That's a lot of pressure on those systems that they're out of service, not only transporting to the Tacoma hospitals, but then on the return trips back. And frankly, we just need to have an emergency department close by.
So the level of emergency services that is available at St. Anthony is not at the same high level as the Tacoma hospitals, I would guess.
In Tacoma right now, every other day, Tacoma General and, of course, Franciscan's St. Joseph's Hospital switch off as a level 2 or a level 3 facility. And we will be a level 4 facility, but we will be able to treat the most urgent need. And if we need to, we can transport to a higher level facility.
Please understand something, though, that is in reference to trauma services.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
It's a full service emergency department. It is ready, willing, and able to treat everybody from young children to older adults. We can provide care for a wide range of medical and surgical conditions. And yes, you're right, this is a community hospital, but from an emergency department standpoint, there is very little that this emergency department won't be able to handle, or at an absolute minimum in the case of trauma, being able to stabilize a patient for shipment over to our level 2 trauma facilities in Tacoma.
Now, it's been such a long process, and during that time frame, there has been a second Narrows Bridge open,
Yes.
which really impacted, in many ways, the commute and the time delays to reach the Tacoma facilities. Is there any concern that the need might not be as great now as it appeared 7-8 years ago?
To be honest, I think it's actually greater. One of the things that the second bridge has done, yes, it has made access in both directions improved, but it's also expanded the growth out in that area. And we're really, from our planning purposes, we were really looking at the Gig Harbor Peninsula area, but we knew very well that the South Kitsap area would be served by this hospital also. So it's a very large number and expanding number of people who are moving out to that area, in large part because of the second bridge. So, we're looking at 160 to 180,000 people who right now are not served by a hospital in their own community. It's the second largest area in the state of Washington that doesn't have its own dedicated healthcare facility. Well, that just got changed.
That just got changed.
Yes.
What do you think the impact will be on the Tacoma facilities, on MultiCare, on the Franciscan Hospital?
To be honest, I think it's going to be a very good impact. Both of those facilities are operating at super capacity right now. They are saturated. The emergency departments, the waits tend to be long. If you need to be admitted, you tend to be held in the emergency department until a bed becomes available in your facility. And it's true at both Tacoma General and St. Joseph's Medical Center right now. So I think that one thing that we're going to notice as a result of St. Anthony's opening up not only the inpatient facilities, but also the outpatient services like an emergency room, like outpatient imaging, outpatient surgeries, think it's going to take a lot of the load off of the hospitals in Tacoma and allow them to operate at capacity as opposed to super capacity. So to my mind, it's going to be good for everyone.
Can we talk about the range of services that are that come with St. Anthony? We've talked about emergency services. What else is there?
Well, there'll be a full line of all the available inpatient and outpatient surgeries. We also will have our Jane Thompson Russell Cancer Care Center providing both radiation oncology, medical oncology. We have a full range of all of the things that you would see at a hospital.
And outpatient services through, there's a medical pavilion adjacent also?
Correct.
Exactly. Attached by a sky bridge, we have a medical pavilion about 80,000 square feet, complementing the hospital itself, which is over 200,000 square feet. So both inpatient and outpatient services, like I said earlier, imaging, cardiac catheterization labs, interventional radiology suites, critical care units, step-down units, as well as basic med-surg beds, all built around the patient and the family and what they need in order to be able to recover from their particular condition. One of the exciting things about this hospital is it was really designed around a healing environment. That's exactly what we were trying to do. We took the research, we looked at getting as much light into the hospital as possible. We know that natural daylight improves healing. The views that people see out of their windows that's cool, calming, not only into our healing garden, but also into the surrounding forests, really does make a difference when it comes to healing quickly and getting out of the hospital faster. I mean, let's face it, a hospital is something everybody wants and nobody wants to go to.
Nobody wants to stay there if they had to be there too.
But if you have to be there, you want the environment and the people who are expert in taking care of you and getting you out as quickly as possible.
That's right. We designed this hospital with the patient in mind. And everything that Dr. Newcombe said is true. It really is focused on being a calm, nurturing, and healing environment. When you walk in, it doesn't harken back maybe to what we would envision a hospital of yesterday. It really feels like you're walking into an inn or into the lobby of a beautiful hotel.
It's not a long, dingy linoleum floor in the hallway. I would guess, too, when you're building a new facility, you have the opportunity to go with the latest technology that's available. What are some of the technological impacts that come at St. Anthony?
Well, it really is the art and science of medicine. Certainly the science of medicine, you want the latest available equipment that is on the market right now. From our magnetic resonance imaging, our MRI machines, to CT machines, to the cardiac catheterization laboratory, the radiology suites, the operating rooms with the latest voice-operated systems. All of these things are incorporated into it. That's the science part, and the art of medicine. Obviously, you want the right equipment available at the right time for well-trained physicians to have at their beck and call to care for you for your individual problem. And that is truly the art. So we've tried to combine those two, and as we've said, wrap them up into a gorgeous new healing facility.
Mike mentioned, for example, the MRI machine. It's the first one in the Pacific Northwest that is being brought to our facility, so we're thrilled with that.
And equipment is one thing, staffing is another. Yeah. Has there been a challenge to find, we talk about the shortage of qualified healthcare professionals. Has it been a challenge to staff St. Anthony?
It's always a challenge to find qualified healthcare workers. We're always on the lookout for people who are not only well trained in their field, but also represent our values, our Franciscan values of compassionate care. We are very fortunate that there are so many folks that are in the healthcare field that live on the peninsula, and they no longer want to make that long commute to their other, to their former employment. So they come here. We're just great. Right now, we're looking at right around 300 people that we've got on staff, and we will, when we're fully staffed, be about 450.
So does that leave shortages on the in-town campuses then? If people would prefer to work closer to home, does that create a staffing issue in Tacoma?
Well, we've been able to create a very wide-ranging recruitment process. So we haven't recruited just locally. We've gone well outside our normal areas, and we've been able to, I think, to meet the needs not only of our new hospital in Gig Harbor, St. Anthony's Hospital, but also not to rob Peter to pay Paul, if you will. And those that have moved over, we have been able to replace.
That's
Mike's
wonderful.
right. We have actually about 60% of our staff that have come on board have come from outside the system.
That's terrific. Thank you both, Dr. Mike Newcombe,
Pleasure. Thanks for
Jacquie
having us.
Goodwill, for sharing this exciting story with us. We'll be watching St. Anthony Hospital as it grows and continues to serve the South Sound. Up next, Emily visits with the leader of a new innovation in healthcare called MultiCare Express. Stay tuned.